Modern security environments are moving at, well, warp speed. I mean, imagine trying to monitor 1,000 constantly changing screens at exactly the same time. That's the actual reality for today's security teams. The tempo of operations is just accelerating so fast, and the sheer volume of emerging threats, it's literally staggering. So it brings up this absolutely critical, almost impossible question. How do you actually secure an organization when threats move way faster than humans?
Security teams are basically drowning in this chaotic mix. More information, more connected systems, and threats that emerge faster than ever before. It's honestly like trying to drink from a fire hose while solving a Rubik's Cube at the exact same time. You've got surveillance feeds, access control systems, the endless noise of social media, cyber alerts, incident reports, plus live operational data, and it is all pouring in at once. The problem isn't collecting information anymore. It's figuring out what actually matters and doing it quickly enough to make a real, effective decision.
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to this explainer on the algorithmic guard, balancing human oversight and AI and security. Artificial intelligence is completely reshaping how we handle these high-stakes operational environments. So we're going to look really closely at how this delicate balance between human judgment and algorithmic speed is fundamentally changing the entire landscape.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The modern security overload. 2. AI as a force multiplier. 3. The hidden AI vulnerabilities. 4. The essential human element. And finally, 5. Strategic frameworks and governance. Let's start with Section 1, the modern security overload, when more information isn't better.
So we've established the baseline problem, right? It's cognitive pressure and information fatigue. The sheer scale of digital connectivity is just way too much for traditional manual processing. But here's the thing. The shift to AI and security isn't just some far-off sci-fi theory anymore. It is an immediate, ongoing reality. All across the globe, AI is actively influencing security operations, intelligence analysis, risk management, and crisis response. It's happening right now, working quietly in the background of the very systems we rely on every single day.
Moving on to Section 2, AI as a force multiplier, automating the overload.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how artificial intelligence actually steps in to ease that immense cognitive pressure on security professionals. Think about physical security. AI isn't just passively recording video anymore. It's like a digital guard dog, analyzing footage to flag, say, an unattended bag in real time. Over in cybersecurity, it's constantly scanning for suspicious network activity that a human eye would almost certainly miss. And in intelligence, AI is doing the heavy lifting by summarizing massive amounts of information, spotting hidden patterns, and supporting open-source analysis. It's taking on those tedious, repetitive tasks, helping out with report writing, and letting teams process information so much more efficiently. That brings us to the core benefits. When used correctly, AI is a total game changer. It improves speed, enhances situational awareness, increases efficiency, and totally streamlines information management. But, why does this actually matter? Well, because by reducing all that repetitive administrative workload, we allow security professionals to focus on what they actually do best: critical thinking, complex decision-making, communication, and real operational leadership. In these environments that are just plagued by information overload, AI might honestly be the only way to catch those weak signals or emerging risks that humans alone would simply miss.
Which brings us to Section 3, the hidden AI vulnerabilities. The risks of relying on machines.
So AI brings 3 severe dangers to the table: inaccuracies, hidden biases, and outright exploitation. And it all really boils down to one single vital question. How do you trust information in an AI-driven environment? When the very machine processing your data is also totally capable of misinterpreting context or, producing false positives, the entire foundation of security, which is trust in your intelligence, is completely challenged.
Let's be real. AI has some massive blind spots. For one, it can generate totally inaccurate information, but do it with terrifying confidence. These systems can also reflect biases hidden deep in their training data and completely misinterpret operational context. On top of that, there's a growing, very real concern that hostile actors are going to increasingly use AI to manipulate environments. We're talking about vulnerabilities to deepfakes, the creation of entirely synthetic identities, AI-generated misinformation, and even fully automated cyber attacks. Bad actors can use these tools to conduct fraud or influence critical decision-making. Basically, relying solely on machines introduces a massive new vector of risk.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into the essential human element, why machines need us.
Because of those severe vulnerabilities we just talked about, human oversight isn't just a nice-to-have. It is absolutely undeniable and totally irreplaceable. AI fundamentally lacks actual understanding. It doesn't get ethics, emotion, or cultural context. It definitely doesn't understand intent. Humans, on the other hand, we are masters of operational nuance. We can accurately assess intent and successfully navigate those tricky gray areas. And let's face it, security decisions are rarely black and white. They involve a ton of uncertainty and massive real-world consequences. A machine simply cannot safely navigate that gray area all on its own.
So, the crucial point is captured perfectly right here. Technology may support those decisions, but accountability remains human. The future of security is definitely not about humans being replaced by machines. Actually, scratch that. It's more about humans working alongside increasingly intelligent systems, applying that professional judgment and critical thinking that a piece of code just can't possess.
And that brings us to our final section. Section 5, Strategic Frameworks and Governance, Safely Integrating AI. Now, for organizations to adapt successfully and actually gain those operational advantages we talked about earlier, they absolutely must adopt AI with proper oversight. Adopting it blindly without understanding what's under the hood is just going to create new vulnerabilities. But fortunately, you don't have to figure this out alone. We've got some heavyweight global authorities setting the standard for how to integrate these systems safely. I'm talking about organizations like the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, the World Economic Forum, WEF, and the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity, ENISA.
To actually put this into practice, organizations should follow a few structured steps. First, review the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. That's going to establish a solid baseline for safety and governance. Second, take a good look at the ENISA AI Threat Landscape reports to really understand those specific emerging threats we touched on earlier. And third, definitely consult the WEF Global Risks reports. By leveraging these materials right alongside your security tech and operational resilience studies, your team can properly balance automation with that crucial human oversight.
And this brilliantly illustrates our main takeaway. While artificial intelligence is completely changing how we monitor threats and analyze information, human adaptability and resilience are still the absolute core of security. As it says right there, technology supports operations, but people shape outcomes. At the end of the day, the human element is our ultimate safeguard.
I want to leave you with this final provocation to really reflect on. The challenge here isn't just plugging in some shiny new algorithm. So ask yourself as you look at your own strategy, will your organization use AI just to adopt new technology, or will you use it to genuinely improve resilient operations? Understanding exactly where AI helps, knowing where the risks hide, and always keeping humans at the center, that is the real key to the future of security. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.